Let's go ahead and take a look at the structures of the digestive system. First structure to identify is the oral cavity. So again, we're looking at a mid-sagittal cut through the head. We see the lips here, the teeth within the mouth and the tongue. So this here is the oral cavity. We see the tongue here. We see the uvula, that's the distal part of the soft palate. So this would be the soft palate here, the terminal portion of the roof of your mouth, and the kind of more anterior portion of the roof of your mouth would be the hard palate. So hard palate, soft palate, the terminal portion of the soft palate that dangles in the back of your throat is known as the uvula. Tonsils, so the pharyngeal tonsil is this tonsil right here. So it sits in the kind of posterior aspect of the nasopharynx. And the palatine tonsil in this model is going to be this tonsil right here. This tonsil here, or this collection of lymphoid tissue that sits in the posterior aspect of the throat, you may be able to visually see if you open your mouth and you look into a mirror. The pharynx, this part of the pharynx, or these two parts of the pharynx rather, that are involved in digestion would be our oral pharynx, which is this portion of the throat just posterior to the oral cavity, and our laryngopharynx, which is this part of the pharynx here that sits just behind the larynx. So the larynx being this cartilaginous structure that's part of the respiratory system. Just behind it is our laryngopharynx. When we eat, food passes through the oral cavity into the oral pharynx, and then down inferiorly through the laryngopharynx, and eventually into this long muscular tube that carries that food, which this tube is known as the esophagus, carries this the food that you eat down and into the stomach.